Hello Striders, welcome back to the third and final match from our Eternal Masters draft. Once again you have Jonathan to the left playing his Honden control deck, and he's going up against August, who is playing green-white auras. I think I have to call it, but it's doing some other stuff as well. So interestingly for us, the first time you see this match is the first time I'm seeing it, so yeah, my commentary will be live if you want it that way. So nice and calm start here. I was pretty bummed out because it's easy to say that I would have crushed my opponent here, but playing against a deck that puts out a few 1/1s and 2/2s and stuff, and tries to put auras on them against a deck with Burning Vengeance, Firebolts and Silent Departures doesn't seem like such a good matchup to me. So, but unfortunately I was in control of the computer and was playing against another player, which I actually did demolish. I don't think I lost a single life during our two games. He was playing like blue-white flying control, but that's okay. I think this is a quite interesting matchup as well, so we will see how it pins out. Black Honden, turn 3. Takes me back to legendary creature cube on Magic Online. Hondens were pretty good. The kinda interesting part here is that August has searched up 2 Squadron-Hawks, which gives him, if he wanted, 2 free turns without Hondens, since he can discard the Hawks, which is quite cool. So Commune with the Gods will be played here, which is not really what I would have preferred to do when I'm up against a slower deck, but it might be what you have to do. So we see a couple of stuff. We have a land, I think it was an Ancestral Mask, and a Pilgrim's Eye that August took. And here's a Mother of Runes, so yeah. And I guess a Hawk, yeah, Hawk will go to the graveyard. So if Mother of Runes sticks around, that could be tough. So if you have a removal spell, I would probably play it now. Yeah, Tragic Slip will take care of that. Great. And White Honden. Okay. Unfortunately, not the red one. The red one would probably have demolished this game, as it seems right now. Pilgrim's Eyes and Squadron Hawks doesn't match up well against 1 damage things. This is also quite interesting to drop land before you search with Pilgrim's Eye, especially if you're gonna go get a splash land. But it's all part of the plan, I guess. So now you will discard 2 cards a turn. So, alright, so a Bodyguard, one of my favorite cards. I know I'm saying this from time to time, but the Bodyguard is just so good. It just sits there. It's like you don't want to play removal spell because you know he's there, but you kinda have to play removal spell because otherwise you get crushed. So yeah. Yeah, so that also explains why the mountain wasn't deployed this turn, because August is sitting on 3 forests and 1 green-white duel, so Pilgrim's Eye would have wrecked that. So Night's Whisper plus War Marshal for Jonathan, that's pretty good. They can at least attack, and the White Honden will keep his life total high enough. So I think August has 1 card left in his hand now, after deploying the mountain. So unless it's a land, he should be able to play it and not being forced to discard it. And it is, oh, it's yeah, it's the Auramancer of the set. But as he points out here, there is no reason to pick anything, because the only thing he has in is an Ancestral Mask and is 1 mana short. If he would have been able to deploy Ancestral Mask this turn, that would have been 8 extra damage. That would have been probably the game. So we see at least one land in Jonathan's hand, which is not great when you're trying to get stuff going. I think there was actually 2 lands. It's passing the turn. That's not a good sign. So as long as August just keeps playing his spells, it looks like he will have a decent chance, but right now the match is just standing still. August is attacking for 4 and Jonathan is gaining 4. So we're not getting anywhere. The only thing that could change this is if August has something that breaks the stall. Oh, it's gonna take care of the golden token. In all honesty, that's just the correct play, because he will have to discard it anyway, so might as well get the maximum value out of your cards. So yeah, if Jonathan can just find something that will add to the board, do something, that could actually be game changing. He has 2 for 7 mana and all his colors, so one would imagine that he can do something, but he cannot. He passes the turn back. That's not good. That is a sign of weakness. So the mighty swing for 5 here will actually start whittling down the life total. And yeah, I don't recall the name on that aura, but when I saw it I thought like, this is kinda close to opposition. And it kinda is. So right now it doesn't do that much, because there's no point tapping down lands when you're attacking for 5. But should Jonathan be able to find something that is annoying, August can just tap it down. And that's not good. For the absent player, that is. Or, not absent, Mardu player. So another pass back, that's not good. Looks like 3 lands now, and yeah, and a removal spell. So a chunk of damage, a land drop, and go. So now we're looking at, is it 4 lands? No, it has to be a spell too. An Innocent Blood. Well, that's pretty good, because, well, both are empty-handed if you want, but the board is pretty even, so that's good. And that should be the Green Honden, which is, in my opinion, probably the worst one, but it will start doing work if Jonathan doesn't get moving. Is there only lands in his hand now? 3, 6, 7 lands in play. And 4 more in hand, I think. Jeez, that's not good. And yeah, that will be tough. There is a good saying that the player who casts the most spells in a game will win, and right now we're looking at like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 or 10 from August's side, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 from from Jonathan. So yeah, I do see why you would play the green Honden in this deck though, since each new token, while it can't attack, but it can tap down something. And then next turn it will get in for 1 and the new token will tap something. So the game is not over yet, but Jonathan has... the window for Jonathan to draw something that actually matters is closing pretty fast here. Yeah, because he usually plays with white-bordered basics, just because. I don't know, it annoys me, so I guess it's good. But that should mean that he actually drew a spell. Could be. I don't think you will sit there and think if you drew a basic, so... the red Honden would still be excellent here. It would do nothing this turn, but next turn you would gun down 3 tokens. You'll probably aim something at Squadron Hawk, but... oh, it's a Twisted Abomination. That is unfortunate, because that won't do anything at all. That's a dead draw right now. Yeah, it might actually be better to just leave the Rancor on the Squadron Hawk if you have the option, because 3 in there you can handle, but I guess you're supposing that an Enchantress of some kind could come down, and then Rancor would be pretty dangerous. So still hanging in there on life. Is that another land? It looks like it. So now we're attacking for 6, it seems. So the Honden is starting to fall off here. Another land from August is drawn quite a few as well. We're looking at 9. But that was a spell, pretty sure. Also, at this point, I'm pretty sure that August has picked up that Jonathan's hand has to be completely garbage, because you're just not sitting there taking a bunch of damage if you have something to do. Anything would be better than that. I'm not certain what route to victory we have here. Drawing the red Honden seems like a centerpiece, and just so you know, August is usually taking pictures of us playing because, well, the local store wants them, and he usually writes a couple of lines when we have an event, so that's all good. It's not to cheat or anything, just so you don't think that. It has to be quite a card to have been drawn here, since we're pondering this long. Doing some math, it seems. So if he's tapping black and white, I assume that's his splash card then. Ooh, it's a Vindicate on the green Honden. That stings too, that you have to remove that. I'm not certain that you wanted to go after the Honden here. It kind of, I don't know the full content of his deck obviously, but it feels like red Honden is, yeah, I guess, yeah, I can get behind that. So now no more stuff coming out, but it's still quite the force to have to tamper with here. If Jonathan is to win this, he has to draw like a good spell for at least, it depends obviously what kind of spell it is, but for a few turns now. And there we have an enchantress, so any enchantment now and off we go. I also noticed, and I'm pretty sure you have noticed too, that the life totals doesn't always show, and I'm not sure why, because when I edited it they were showing, and I'm confident that they are in fact in here. So, but for those who wondered, it's 10 for Jonathan and 21 for August, so 10 life left to play with. Another removal. I'm not certain that this is such a good plan though. I guess nothing at this point is a very good plan. I mean, you're looking at I guess a card like Nausea would be fairly strong here. But yeah, this is just looking very grim now. And now August will be able to replay Rancor and draw cards and maybe draw something else. Was that another Ancestral Mask? Because that's it game. No, it was a red Honden. Alright. Red Honden is good. It will finish off the game. Oh, it was an Ancestral Mask. So we're looking at 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 damage extra from the Ancestral Mask. Pretty sure that's enough. Pretty sure that's enough. So it's an attack for 2, yeah, alright. So that's 1 for the green-white player. Time to go over to the second game. So a bit flooded there, which is always unfortunate. Doesn't mean that Jonathan would have won anyway, but to me it kind of feels like Jonathan has all the pieces necessary to win. He has good removal, he has recurring removal, which I think is a good way to beat the protection that the green-white deck can produce. He has good ways of card advantage, and he has his engine. I guess green-white is pretty good at taking care of enchantments, if that's something August wants to do. But now he has to say Scornhawk, which is a fine card. I like Scornhawk. If you can get like 3 at least, you're good to go. Then I would probably put him in my deck. So decent start here from both players, I guess. It's hard to say who's the more controlly player as well. I would lean towards Jonathan being that player, but I could easily see either one of them going into a more controlly role, even though August might not have the all the tools that you would want to be in that role, you could probably still do it. Is it another hawk, perhaps? It is. Oh, he has more hawks to find. Alright. I could see keeping hawks from now on to discard if you need. And this is also a huge tell, by the way. Jonathan plays Beetleback Chief and elects not to attack with his goblin tokens. I would easily trade a goblin token for a Scorn Hawk if I get the opportunity. So this should be a huge tell that he has something that cares about a number of creatures, like relative peasants or something. Otherwise you would snap trade there. I wonder if August would have made a trade. I'd say no, because Scorn Hawk in a deck with auras and stuff like that is probably worth more than the Goblin token, I'd say. Glare of Subdual is its name, the enchantment. I mean, you have that one as well, so but I think that's not. How did he play Glare this turn? I have to go back and watch that. Doesn't it cost 4? Maybe it just costs 3. Yeah, we have to go back and watch that, but you can do it right away. I have to wait until my narration is finished. But there we have the answer to our questions from the previous turn. We have the Goblin Sky Patrol, I think it's called. XX Fly, where X is the number of creatures you control. So right now it's a 6/6. It's pretty huge. But in the face of Glare, it's not really that great. And that is an Enchantress, I think. And that's a Rancor, yeah. So right now August can tap down 3 things and only take 3 damage, but that's still 3 damage though. That's not something to sneeze at. There is arguments to be made that you don't have to tap your Enchantress here and just let him attack and eat a token, but then you're opening up yourself to more removal spells, so I guess it comes down to how gamble you are. So here we get the Black Honden, not at its best here, but this time we have a pretty even board at least. Right now, I should say. That could change. Pilgrim's Eye. Finding and playing a forest. Seems good. That's the problem with old cards. I don't really know exactly what everyone does. So in comes the Enchantress, so it's +1 for each enchantment, so it's 1, 2, 3. Yes, it's 7 damage. Squadron Hawk, and I guess that's go. Yeah. So now the discard game can begin again. So now August is looking at 4 creatures, so he will take 2 damage right now. So the Enchantress attacked for 7. That means if August taps down 4 things, take 2, Jonathan can't really play enough creatures to survive, right? So he cannot attack, I don't think. So August is looking at 4 damage in the air plus a bunch from the Enchantress. Let's see what he has here first. Because I think next turn could be the last if things go well here. And I also assume that's why Jonathan is thinking so much about his lines of player, because one wrong step and you could end up in Loserville and you don't want to be there. Even though we're only playing for fame and honor and eternal glory or something, we try to do our best, and I think these matches have shown that. I hope so, at least. Yeah, so here comes the tapping. No attack, that's expected as well. And a naked wake dancer. That is just, yeah, that's an attempt to try to stay alive here. So 4 damage in the air plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3 damage, so it's just 7 damage, so it's not really enough. But if August has like 2 creatures, I think he can tap down enough to make the Enchantress lethal. Bodyguard should do that quite easily, I think. You tap down Wake Dancer and give Enchantress protection from red, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 damage coming across. If you think that's a good line of play. We have seen Tragic Slip, I guess, so sacrificing the Bodyguard might not be the best. But using it to tap something is definitely a good way to do things. Tapping 2 things, yeah, I guess that works too. He's only going to attack. Okay, so he's gonna respect that Jonathan might have stuff here, which is fine, I guess. I'm not certain what has been added here, but I think they declared that this attack was for 8. So it's 2 from Rancor, 2 from its original power, that's 4. And then I only see 3 enchantments, so it should only be for 7. Not that it matters too much. Unless I'm missing an enchantment somewhere. I don't think so. Yeah, so the damage will be taken. Now we need to see a white rabbit being pulled out of a hat here or something. Let's see, August has 4 creatures untapped. That means 3 tokens will be standing when we're entering Declare Attackers. And that is not enough. That is not enough. Yeah, the glare has really made... That's kind of what I'm worried about though with the deck. I'm ranking green-white auras as the worst deck because it's doing stuff that other decks naturally are good at answering. But I suppose if you get glare, which is a rare, and right now we're looking at 3 uncommons, I think. 2 Enchantress, maybe the green one is common actually, but the uncommon Enchantress plus Rancor, which is a card that other players will want. I think you need help to get the deck to work. But that's just how it is. I'm also gonna take the opportunity here to say that if you want more of these type of videos, please let me know, because they are taking so much time to do. Making the Magic Online videos takes like 1 more hour than when I'm done drafting or whatever. It takes 1 extra hour to make the videos and send them. This has taken me I think we're looking at 10-12 hours. I think we will be looking at the end, and I've really tried to push it because I want to get them out before Magic Online releases Eternal Masters. So if you enjoy them and if you think they're good, please let me know, because I think it's fun to do them, but I'm not sure that the work I put in is worth it if you don't like it. So that's mainly it. So if you like it, please just let me know so I can keep doing it. So this has been a long tanking pause here, but that also shows some respect, because you do want to do your very best, and you don't want to rush any decisions, especially since this could be the final turn of the game, and you want to make sure that you have done everything in your power to make it good. Still have to go back and look at the glare turn. If there was something wrong there, I'm gonna make sure that someone gets punished. I can also hear that my son has awoken, so I might have to go and attend to him as well. So I'm gonna rush this. Yeah, so long tanking period here. I think we're up to like 3 minutes or something, but that's okay. I like to talk, so. And by ending this video, that's gonna conclude every video. So good for you. When you see this is the last part of the last video, and for me it's the beginning of uploading them and sending them over, so that's fine. So Jonathan finally comes to the conclusion here that no matter what he does this turn and no matter what he draws, there is no way that he can actually win this game from this position. I think he said even if August screws up badly, there is no way he can win. So he's gonna extend the hand, and that will be the game. So on to the last cracker pack, and that will be it. So last cracker pack here. Hopefully we will open something great like foil Mace of Ith. Urbog Uprising, pretty cool. I like the card a lot. Sting Skirter is also fine. Second Thoughts I think is too expensive, but it's good. But in the right deck it might do the trick. I played around it in the last game, for example, and that was just devastating. A bunch of stuff here, nothing really worth mentioning. Honden is not really what you want. Pyroblast is good for your collection, but that's basically it. And Affliction is a rare, which is the pick I think, and Foil Fog. There you have it. Thanks for watching, and I'll be here as soon as I can.
Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, it really helps us out. You can find us on Twitter at MagicGathStrat, Facebook /MagicGatheringStrat, or on the web, magicgatheringstrat.com. There you can find articles and free prize-supported leagues. This is all brought to you by our Patreons and cardhoarder.com. If you enjoyed this content, please consider supporting us at patreon.com/magicgatheringstrat.